We received a letter from Sabrina Morrissey, who is Wendy Williams' conservator.
She wrote a letter?
Guardian, from her attorneys. So there's an attorney named Andrew Selly Jr. who sent over a letter, and he outlined everything that they are alleging is inaccurate that has been in the media up until this point. They wrote this letter.
He said Wendy lying?
He said that there has been a lot of inaccuracies.
There are two sides to every story. Amid the ongoing legal drama surrounding Wendy Williams, we are now hearing from her court-appointed guardian, Sabrina Morrissey. The Breakfast Club co-host Loren LoRosa read on air a letter from Morrissey's legal team dated March 6th, contradicting some of the claims made by the former talk show host over the last few months, and as recently as March 11th, when Williams called into the show.
The court, actually, who sealed everything and told Sabrina she could not make comments on stuff, is allowing for certain things to be cleared up. And here's what they are clearing up. So when it comes to the guardianship, they say, or they allege, that Sabrina, as Wendy's guardian, did not declare Wendy Williams to be legally incapacitated because no guardian has that power. That happens by a court. And that's not just for Wendy's case. That happens in every case like this. And specifically for Wendy's case, it was put in place by the Supreme Court of New York City. Now, they say when it comes to Wendy's medical condition, the incapacity in that determination, the guardian also does not determine that. That according to them, this happens by doctors and medical professionals. And they allege that in 2022 and 2023, Wendy was examined at two hospitals where they found frontal lobe atrophy. And they say it got worse, according to these legal documents that they have, in 2023, when she was diagnosed with a condition that causes progressive decline over time, which I'm assuming they're talking about the frontal dementia that we've been having conversations about.
The day before, during Wendy's latest Breakfast Club interview, after she was removed from her assisted care facility and hospitalized, she once again repeated claims that her medical diagnosis under her guardianship was not accurate.
I told them I am not incapacitated, as I've been accused. And this floor that I live on is the memory unit. The people who live there don't remember anything. Unlike me, why am I here? What is going on? It's a cry for help. You know what I'm saying?
In the letter from Morrissey's attorneys, they note that all decisions regarding Wendy's care and finances are supervised by the courts.
On Wendy's money, they say Wendy's assets have been under professional management and are under court supervision. And anytime money moves, so anytime there's a disbursement of any sort, this is reviewed and approved by the court.
Gina Monterosso, president of Connect Care Advisory Group, joined Wendy on the Breakfast Club March 11th interview, and the two women described the conditions Wendy was living in.
I wrote a letter to the Adult Protective Services explaining to them Wendy's situation. She was isolated and we needed an investigation. Yesterday morning, during our morning calls, I told Wendy we will be calling the police. And we will be speaking to police, and we will be telling them that you are isolated.
Listen,
and we need some help.
So two police showed up, where I was, at the coterie, and so I was telling them, the same. And the next thing you know, there are two more police, so there are four in total. And I was talking with Gina, and saying, "Go ahead, Gina."
Yep, and the police came into the room. Wendy gave me the phone, and I pleaded with the police as if Wendy was my child. Please, you need to get her off this floor.
And listen,
she is confined.
But the letter from Wendy's guardian painted a very different picture.
On Wendy's living conditions, they say that Wendy is, currently living under the care that was deemed appropriate by a court based on her diagnosis and based on what medical professionals are saying. They point out that where Wendy resides right now is an assisted living facility with spa treatments, workout room, 24/7 medical oversight, excellent food, a dining room, outside terraces, and that she's able to leave the facility, and she has done so to shop, for meals, for medical appointments.
After Williams' hospitalization, she and Monterosso claimed she had been examined and passed mental competency testing that allegedly proved she is not incapacitated.
She arrived at the hospital, and the attorney convinced the doctors. So according to what was told, the guardian was there and Wendy's attorney. And I think there was a little back and forth as whether she was going to allow Wendy, the guardian, to get evaluated.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor saw there was a difference between the guardian's opinion and her lawyer's opinion And the doctor had to go to his legal department from the hospital to clear to see how he was going to do it. He received the clearance for the evaluation, and then Wendy took 2 evaluations, and pretty much they're evaluating whether she has competency and is able to make decisions, and she passed both tests.
What does the 10-10 mean?
I'm sorry?
What does the 10-10, what does it mean? You can tell me what 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, correct. 10 questions asked, 10 questions answered correctly.
I mean, they asked me simple things like, you know, who's the president? You know what I'm saying? What's my birth date? Anyway, yeah, I scored.
Who'd you tell them the president was, Wendy?
Oh, please. A friend of mine. a friend of mine. Who was on the show and also beyond.
I have a question for you guys too. So there are reports that this exam that you did can't be used in moving forward to prove the that you're not incapacitated. Can you clear that up or explain? I don't know if I missed that part. How this will be used.
That's actually false. That's a medical exam done by an independent doctor by a very well-known hospital. You can use that for the court.
Now both sides are awaiting further testing that was previously requested by The Guardian. In the meantime, Wendy has said she will be doing an interview on The View March 14th. Trial attorney and legal analyst Misty Maris tells Access Hollywood how this interview could impact Williams moving forward and what her next steps are.
If Wendy goes on The View, she needs to really think about what she's going to say and speak to her lawyer about it, because anything she says could come back to bite her when it comes time for trial. But the other major issue, if there is a restriction, a court order that says she cannot speak about the guardianship itself publicly, she would be in violation if she goes on The View. And that could lead to more restrictions. And so she really needs to tread carefully. And it depends on what court orders are in place and what restrictions have already been set by the judge.